Welcome to ETV News at 6. On the news, Enugu State government cracks down on illegal syndicate extorting motorists. Edo Speaker suspends Shuaibu's ally, 2 others. ANC postpones disciplinary hearing against former President Zuma. A very good evening to you and thanks for joining us on the news. My name is Martins Okeh. Please stay tuned for the detail of the news. Please remember you can join us on our social media handles on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Enugu ESBS, and on Instagram, Enugu ESBS, and of course on Facebook, ESBS Enugu, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu 040. Now the detail of the news. In a bid to curb the incessant extortion of motorists by an illegal syndicate along Ababa Transekulu axis in Enugu State, the Enugu State government has taken stringent measures on them. This action follows multiple complaints of extortion by an illegal task force claiming to be working for the Ministry of Transport, particularly at the Enugu East Central Development Center. The investigation was led by security agencies in collaboration with officers from the Enugu State Ministry of Transport. The illegal task force, led by Mr. Ugwede Matthew, also known as Mountain, alleged that the State Board of Internal Revenue, through RTEN, had commissioned them to carry out enforcement in the area. However, investigations proved this claim to be false. Reacting to the incident, the State Commissioner for Transport, Mr. Obiozo, reiterated the government's commitment to eradicating touts from all routes within and outside Enugu metropolis. He assured residents of Enugu State of professionalism in all government conduct. Enugu State Police Command has condemned the killing of 2 policemen and 3 neighborhood watch group members in Iga, Ozo-1, local government area of Enugu State. The command, in condemning the gruesome murders, said they were unprovoked and unwarranted attacks. Police Public Relations Officer of the command, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, in a statement, said 3 of the suspects had been arrested and police had commenced manhunt of other suspected killers on the run. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, CP Kanayo Zebu, has described the unprovoked criminal act of the gruesome murder of the personnel as inconceivable, dastardly and unwarranted. Hence, he orders further deployment of the command's intelligence and operational resources to sustain the manhunt of the fleeing criminals, stressing that the police will stop at nothing to fish out and bring perpetrators of the senseless act to book. Furthermore, the CP has cautioned those who, in an attempt to misform or mislead unsuspecting members of the public, are circulating unverified videos alleging the burning and looting of houses in the community by joint forces to desist forthwith. The Commissioner has also advised members of the Iga community, particularly the criminal elements directly involved in the unthinkable and wanton act of murdering service police officers and others, to voluntarily surrender themselves to the police without delay. Away from the local news, now on the national scene, we have a report that the Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Egbebako, suspended 3 lawmakers over an alleged plot to impeach him and other principal officers of the Assembly. One of the suspended lawmakers, Donald Okogbe, PDP, Akoko Edo 2, who is an ally of the impeached Deputy Governor, Philip Shuaibu, was the only lawmaker who did not sign the petition that led to Shuaibu's impeachment. The 2 others are Ade Emanko Isibo, APC, and Shan North East 1, and Iyamo Bright, PDP. Ohiowon 2, Agbebako, also accused the trio of bringing native doctors to the house on May 1st at around 1 a.m. to perform the sacrifice. Now to Kano State, where we have a report that valuables worth millions of naira were destroyed in a fire outbreak at the Mundubawa country home of former governor of Kano State, Ibrahim Shekarau. The fire, which was suspected to have emanated from the kitchen, spread to other parts of the building. It took efforts of the operatives of the State Fire Service to bring the fire under control. When contacted, Public Relations Officer of the State Fire Service Command, Saminu Yusuf Abdullahi, said many parts of the house were destroyed. He said 2 rooms, 2 kitchens, 2 sitting rooms, 2 stalls, a sitting room, a central sitting room, a corridor, and toilets were also destroyed by the fire. In the fight against cross-border banditry, the Niger Armed Forces have apprehended a notorious Nigerian bandit kingpin known as Kachala Maidaji near the border town of Ilela, Niger. According to Zagazola Makama, a security analyst and counterinsurgency expert, Kachala Maidaji has left a trail of terror and devastation across northeastern Nigeria over the past decade. The bandit leader was said to be particularly active in the Ilela region, terrorizing villages such as Tozai, Sabongarin Darna, Darna to Salowa, Tudun Kudale, Basanta, Dankadu, Takalamawa, Gidamhama, Amburura, Gidambulutu, and many others in the surrounding areas. Kachala Maidaji was captured by Nigerian forces as he attempted to rustle livestock across the Nigerian-Niger border. The People's Redemption Party has opposed the relocation of the United States and French military bases to Nigeria, warning of the dangers of compromising the country's sovereignty and security. Comrade Mohammed Ishaq, the acting National Publicity Secretary of the PRP, cautioned the Nigerian government against entering into any agreement that would lead to the establishment of foreign military bases on Nigerian soil. According to the PRP, the relocation of these military bases could expose Nigeria to new security threats, including unintended consequences and resentment from local communities. The PRP also expressed concern about the economic implications of hosting foreign military bases, including the strain on Nigeria's limited resources and the potential for increased dependency on foreign aid. The PRP warned that the relocation of American and French military bases to Nigeria could potentially strain relations with other African countries, leading to diplomatic tensions and regional instability. Now to Osun State, where we have a report that the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has promised to look into the insinuations that many indigenes of the state were forcefully evacuated from Lagos and dumped at Ilesha by officials of Lagos State government. A statement by the spokesperson to the governor, Olawale Rashid, said Adeleke had already spoken to his Lagos State counterpart, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on the matter. Rashid, however, said preliminary findings had revealed that buses from Lagos dropped youth from the state rounded up at different locations in Ilesha. Meanwhile, Governor Sanwo-Olu has promised immediate investigation to unravel the facts of the situation. This news broadcast is coming to you from the news service of Enugu State Broadcasting Service, transmitting on ETV Channel 50. Remember, you can follow us on our social media handles, formerly known as on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Enugu ESBS, Instagram Enugu ESBS, Facebook ESBS Enugu, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu 042. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we bring you a report that local firms IOCS to bid for 12 onshore, 7 deep offshore oil block. For detail of this and more, don't go anywhere. You're most welcome back to the rest of the news. Many indigenous companies and international oil companies have indicated interest in bidding for the 12 onshore and 7 deep offshore blocks put forward for the sale by the federal government. The companies have been reviewing the requirements, including technical competence and financial capacity, required by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission to qualify for the bid. Members of the Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria, PETAN, an association of the Nigerian indigenous technical oil field service companies in the upstream and downstream sectors, have put forward their interest, according to the chairman of the group, Engineer Wole Ogunsanya. Top company officials who pleaded anonymity said they have started working with their local and international consultants toward bidding for the oil blocks. The federal government has approved a downward review in electricity tariff for the band a customer to 206 naira 80 kobo per kilowatt from 225 naira per kilowatt. Ban customers are electricity consumers with a minimum supply of 20 hours daily. In a notice to its customers in Ikeja, it announced the downward tariff review of the band feeders with effect from 6th May 2024 and guaranteed availability of 20 to 24 hours supply daily. Meanwhile, banded customers are expected to receive between 20 and 24 hours of electricity supply daily. Those under B enjoy 16 to 20 hours of power supply, and those in Band C receive 12 to 16 hours daily. Away from the national scene, we now take you to the foreign scene, where we have a report from South Africa. In South Africa, we have a report that South African governing party, the African National Congress, ANC, has postponed a disciplinary hearing against former President Jacob Zuma amid security concerns. The ANC had charged the former president with contravening the party's constitution for his embrace of the new Umkhonto weSizwe MK party. The MK party, led by Mr. Zuma, is named after ANC's former military wing. He had been scheduled to appear before the party's disciplinary committee on Tuesday, but that will now happen at a later date after the elections. 3 tourists found dead in Mexico were shot in the head and their bodies dumped in a well. Officials believe the men were attacked trying to stop the theft of their pickup truck. Australian brothers Jake and Callum Robinson, 30 and 33, and the American friend Jack Carter, Road, 30, disappeared on 27 April while on a surfing trip in Ensenada. Authorities said relatives of the 3 men identified their bodies after traveling to Mexico to assist. The attackers wanted the vehicle for its tires and shot the tourists when they resisted, Baja California State Prosecutor Maria Andrade suggested. Now, sports news. From the world of sports, we have the report that the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria has suspended and sacked 6 members of the National Executive Committee for gross insubordination, abuse of privilege, and engaging in anti-SWAN activities. SWAN made the decision at its full council meeting held in Kano State. The suspended persons include Boni Nyong, Deputy President, Azuka Chiemeka, Vice President, South, and Ijoma Peter Wante, Financial Secretary. Those relieved of the appointments were Frankie Omonkwa, Vice President, Southeast, Lekan Ige, Deputy Secretary General, and Mansour Mohammed, Vice President, Northeast. According to a communique signed by Chiemezia Naso, Chairman of the Communique Drafting Committee, Shegun Giwa, Secretary, Chinwe Nnadozie, Member, Mustafa Musa, Member, and Ikenna Okonkwo, Secretary General. Full Council considered their activities and suspended them from the association indefinitely for an anti-SWAN activity. The Premier League stressed footage from the camera will not broadcast live, but rather used as part of a program to be shown later in the year that aims to offer further insight and education into the demands of officiating in English football's top flight. Gillette will wear a head-mounted device that will form part of the standard referee communication system from major fixtures. The one-off use of camera has been approved by the sports lawmakers, the International Football Association Board, as well as Premier League Professional Game Match Officials Limited and clubs involved. Now to end the news, another look at the major stories. Already we brought you a report that in a bid to curb the incessant extortion of motorists by an illegal syndicate along Ababa Trans-Secular axis in Enugu State, the Enugu State government has taken stringent measures on them. The Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Egbebako, suspended 3 lawmakers over an alleged plot to impeach him and other principal officers of the Assembly. And finally, on the foreign scene, we have brought you a report that South Africa's governing party, the African National Congress ANC, has postponed a disciplinary hearing against former President Jacob Zuma amid security concerns. Remember, you can join us on our social media handles on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Enugu ESBS, on Instagram, Enugu ESBS, and of course on Facebook, Enugu ESBS Enugu, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBS Enugu 042. On behalf of the news editor, Steve Ede, and the production team, my name is Martins Okeh. Thanking you very much for being there. Good evening.